When picking up for your I-cord edging, you will pick up 10 stitches across the small little ones, work in an extra in this corner, 10 more stitches. On the larger squares, you're going to pick up 21 stitches. So essentially every large square worth, it will be 21 stitches. To work your I-cord edging, we will pick up stitches along the edge of our mitered squares, just as we have been for all this other picking up. For the smaller squares, you'll pick up 10 stitches with working in an 11th somewhere in between, and another 10 stitches. For the larger ones, pick up 21 stitches, and that works out really well to have a nice balance of tension along the edge. If you pick up a few more, a few less, it'd probably be okay, but shooting for 21 per larger mitered square works out really well. So I'm halfway through my picking up, and I'm just gonna keep on going. When I finish picking up stitches along the whole long edge, this is just one square, you will go back across all those stitches, knitting your row, and knitting your wrong side row. So we have our pickup row, work in any tails as you come across them. Of course, I did not do this one, so that'll need to be worked in later, either with a needle or you can even use a crochet hook, but I wish I'd kind of worked it in as I went. It'll be all right. Now turn. We're going to knit back across to where you started picking up stitches, and then we will begin our I-cord edging. After having worked a wrong side row of knit stitches, we are ready to begin our I-cord edging. So pick up stitches, heading right to left with the right side facing you, knit one wrong side row back across, and then I-cord edging begins with adding on 3 stitches. So knit 1, knit 2, knit 3, well, I guess cast on 3 with the knitted cast on, and now we're ready to begin the I-cord edging. We will knit 3 stitches, or excuse me, knit 2 stitches. So that's 2 of the 3 we just cast on, and then we perform, this was the very last stitch of the row, we perform a knit 2 together through the back loop. There we go. So get into both of those 2 stitches as if to knit through the back loop, and we just knit them together. We have decreased 1 stitch, excuse me. And we will proceed to do that the whole way across after we transfer these 3 stitches back over to the left needle. The yarn stays in the back, and it just gets pulled across those 3 stitches to create the I-cord edging. So knit 1, just bring that yarn straight across the back, nothing too fancy. Knit 1, knit 2, knit this one, and the next stitch on the left needle together through the back loop. Essentially, we have bound off 1 stitch. We have the 3 there. You can slip them over. You can do them one at a time. If I'm not staring at my camera, I can usually do them all in one go. If you find this a little fiddly with the cable because you'll have a lot of stitches on it at the end, you can switch to using a double point on this in the right hand if you have one. So you just keep right on working. So we transferred the 3 stitches back over without twisting them. Knit 1, 2, knit 2 together through the back loop. I will do that a few more times, and then I will show you our progress. As you can see, I'm about halfway through my little mitered square sample, and we have a nice substantial edging to our piece. And I think it gives it a good finished look when this is in a cowl form and you're wearing it. Finish with this edging, and what I suggest you do is weigh your contrast color before you begin this edging, and by that I mean weigh it, then come along, pick up your stitches, knit your row back, work your I-cord edging, and then see how much that took to do that much. For me, it was 7 grams, and I suggest saving back that much to do just the I-cord edging on the other side when you come to it, because you don't want to play yarn chicken partway through your border, and also because scales have a variance. So if you, I think it was about 1 gram per row for me that it seemed to be saying. So you want to make sure that you have that little bit of wiggle room, unless you really like playing yarn chicken, and then go for it. But finish your I-cord edging. On the other side, use the remaining yarns you have left and work some rows of stripes to give a little bit more width to this cow. I-cord bind off, and then the 2 ends that are the short ends will then be seamed together to finish your cow.